They were mostly older people who were settled down. Maybe a couple kids my age, maybe a couple kids younger.
I've lived in neighborhoods when I was a kid where.
Here's my. I guess to my point is the big point is that when I was growing up, all those people were good to me, so right. I was good to them back. That's what I was taught, is that you treat people the way that you want to be treated. It doesn't fucking nothing else fucking matters. It's like that's the principle. That's what I was taught. When you're a kid, do you look at someone and go, "Yeah, you're different"? You see what I'm saying?
But some kids do.
Some kids do. Yeah.
I mean, I had my best friend. His son. I was like the only black kid, really, or the only black guy he's seen, really. And so one day he just said something. I can't remember what he said, but it was like a racist comment that came from his like 3-year-old.
Yeah.
And it just threw us both off, but it was just something like I can't even remember, but
I think a lot of times kids may see superficial things like differences in appearance, but that really
no. What he didn't say something like an appearance. What he had said was something like racial, like he had learned it at school, learned it from his mother, learned it from his grandmother.
Yeah,
he had said like a racial something like. Why would we give it to him? He's black. It was some
racist neighbor,
or
something.
So
shit, dude. I mean,
but if you take little kids, like a daycare class of 4 or 5-year-olds of different races and boys and girls, and throw them in the same class together, it's generally speaking,
they're unconscious of it.
Right. It's like they might notice this person's Asian or black or white or what have you.
Or just different.
Yeah, they're just but they notice that, and then they're playing with blocks and Legos and stuff together.
They find more commonality off the bat.
They just notice the physical difference.
Well, racism is a learned behavior.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah.
Yeah, so. But the world's just crazy, man. I don't know.
With racism, though, it's definitely over the past century, every decade, lessons to a degree, what's socially acceptable, what people can say in public, and thoughts that they can express.
Okay, it's true. That's true. But I need to make a point here, and my only point is that when a lot of the things that we're talking about kind of lead people to be overly politically correct, in that one of the biggest things in my life is my sense of humor, and is the ability to laugh on a daily basis, because if you can't, then you're going to get fucked. You're not right.
Well,
so hold on. It's very important to not lose our sense of humor about each other, and to be able to make like the good comedians do. Good comedians. This is the basis of their gig. Is you see what I'm saying? Is just like I make fun of myself.
Well,
I make fun of politics. I make fun of religion. I make fun of myself. I make fun of my own heritage, my own nationality. I think it's important that we don't get so uptight, and that's not to say that we need to be blissful and ignorant about stuff.
Start censoring yourself all the time.
Exactly.
Also, though, I feel it's just coming from me. I feel like people need to be a part of a team, of an organization, just be a part of anything. And so that's just as a human. All right. And so then people attach themselves to what they can. So people attach themselves to being an American. Mm-hmm. People attach themselves to being white. And even though they don't recognize it like that. I
attach myself to being human.
Even though people don't recognize it like that, it's still just a tendency. You know what I'm saying? So
Scientology all the way.
Oh boy, that's another topic. Holy Jesus!
Save me, Tom Cruise.
What a cult!
Yeah.
You know what? I was watching Bill Maher, and he had Leah Remini is her name.
Yeah.
She's advocating this big fight against Scientology.
She's a former Scientologist.
Right.
In it for 30 years.
Right. And just what kind of a sadistic cult it really is, and everything. And she's not the only one.
Too.
Yeah, I mean, there's been multiple people who have come forward and exposed what this place really is, or what that cult really is. And she said, she's like, single-handedly, Tom Cruise could bring that place down, like, boom. If he just ever, stop being brainwashed or whatever he is.
I don't think he's
right
brainwashed.
Now.
I think he's at the top of the pyramid with what's his name, that midget. Just the head of it. What's the head of the Scientology?
Oh, he's not a midget.
No, he's like 5'1" or 4'11".
You mean that like blonde Aryan white Mr. fucking Miscavige? Yeah.
But no, you look at like him and Tom Cruise standing next to him, and he makes Tom Cruise look 6'2", and you're like, Tom Cruise is like 5'7", so that guy's like this tall.
Did you hear about all that shit that they crafted this girlfriend for him?
Oh yeah,
and all that stuff, like where they.
I don't remember her name, but I think she was Arabic or something like that.
Whatever, she had the look.
20 years younger than him.
Yeah, exactly.
She was being groomed.
Yeah, just this insane shit, and it's just like
what? And then she said like, I don't think I want to be his girlfriend, and they were like, bitch, you're scrubbing toilets for the next 6 months.
Right.
For 20 hours a day.
Right. Yeah, but she said she's like in a drop of a hat that he could just bring that whole thing down. Like the chinks are starting to come down, and quite honestly, I don't really, that whole thing. It's
he
more
benefits from it though. Like
in what way?
They pay people like 18 cents an hour to do stuff, and they sign like what is it, $2 trillion a year pledge to work for a contract to work for Scientology.
Why the fuck does Tom Cruise have to subscribe to? I think his ego is so fucking massive.
I don't know, man. I heard at the top of this Scientology, like they can get people killed and get away with it.
Oh yeah, I've definitely read a bunch of that type of stuff. People
seriously
commit suicide, or they wind up dead in the bathtub.
Well, there's a huge amount of intimidation in their whole thing, regardless.
Yeah, they will follow your ass.
Regardless of whether or not they're actually killing people, they are intimidating the fuck out of people.
And they've got like high-priced lawyers that'll like sue the shit out of
they got
court.
Top of the top, right?
Dude, they haven't been taxed. They're a tax-free organization.
They won that in like, I can't remember, 88.
Probably under Reagan or Bush or something like that.
But at the same time, it's kind of like, what's a religion? Like IRS is, if you basically you have to get a certain number of people to say that you're a religion, and then the IRS will be like, sure, you're a religion. You got some religious doctrines. If you've got like 5,000 people and you're trying to pull a Wesley Snipes and form your own church and not pay taxes to the IRS, you're going to get hit.
No,
but if you got 1 million people behind you, the IRS is going to be like, yeah, you're a church. Funnel your money through there.
They use their influence and money to grease some fucking douchebag's palms. And
also, though, you got 1 million members. Everybody throws in $100. Like, you got some money to get some really good lawyers.
Scientology brings you in a good topic.
Nah, we can talk about that next week.
Oh, okay.
What about the technology?
Like learning that ancient civilizations were more advanced, or just technology in general?
Well, see,
because I could go off on both.
It's either way.
Let's start.
Hold on. Let me start with technology as a whole. Let me
They say the government is 50 years ahead of us. That's what what I heard recently.
Let me bring you like this whole the big picture from. This goes back to my days when I was studying anthropology, right?
All right.
Of what technology is from an anthropologist's point of view. Anthropology says that technology is very much a double-edged sword, and it can be the bane of our duration, but it can also kill us. So where are we at right now? I think we're more at the point where the technology is leaning toward killing us.
Yeah, they're talking about merging us with robots, and they've already cloning us with pigs.
Well, I'm leaning more toward just being able to. The technology is going to kill the planet.
Right, you can only go so far. If you're just trying to do that, then
no. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I see. Like, right, 2050, the oceans are dead. Mass extinction, human population goes after that. Because of technology, because we've gotten to the point, our technology has gotten to the point where we can destroy the planet, but we haven't. But the powers that be won't let the real technology save our planet.
But in the end, is it really technology, or is it just people that are shaping the direction technology is going?
No, it's the rich and power. It goes back to the people who are hanging out the Bohemian Grove that want to stay on fossil fuels. But these are also the same people who harness the technology that can get us off of fossil fuels.
Right.
Therein lies the problem.
That money, man.
My roommate's a beekeeper. We got bees in the backyard, and I was thinking the other day, like, what if mankind, human beings, worked the way bees do, where they're unselfish, and it's just like they have their job, they do it for the hive, and the whole hive prospers and continues to grow. And human beings, like, we're supposed to be the most intelligent beings on the planet, and so advanced in technology. And it's like, when it comes to that, like, bees are much more efficient in the way that they run things.
These ants.
Yeah.
Shout out to your roommate.
You think we're more intelligent than dolphins or whales? I would highly question that.
I just watched a dude wave to his pet iguana, and the iguana waved back. So I don't know. I don't know how far we are.
Anyway, going back to technology, so that's my whole double-edged sword theory. But going back to, like, you know, but technology can be the thing that saves us, or it can be the thing that kills us.
See, I don't know, like we're advanced, but we're still primitive. Like, a lot of the tools we use,
think we're advanced,
right? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. But a lot of the tools that we use, the Romans had.
Dude, we're still burning gas, dude. We're not advanced,
right? So the Mayans were using Mayans and Romans had Swiss Army knives.
Yeah, that's why the aliens fly over, dude. They want to be seen just so they can go ha ha, and they go. Poo. No, I'm just kidding. But you don't. I mean, the real technology, the technology that could totally eliminate fossil fuels, it exists. It's out there, and it's probably in the hands of our military. I would think, in some way, shape, or form.
The military has to answer too, though.
No, they don't. Not the Black Ops. Didn't you hear wasn't it Bush himself? Or one of his cronies got up and said, "There's $43 trillion that we can't account for every year in our budget. Where does it go?" Duh. Well, I tell you where it goes. It goes to all the Black Ops research stuff.
It's accounted for, though. What do you mean?
Other than the fact that the only way it's accounted is it's $43 billion, trillion, whatever fucking $1 million that they can't account for.
They can't account for it. They're just telling you they can't account for it.
Oh, yeah, but this is stuff that goes above the president, dude. This isn't stuff
though,
right.
But the president, you making it seem like the buck stops at the president. The president is just a speaker.
I didn't say
he's just
that.
A voice and a face.
The president's a figurehead. The president's a figurehead, dude.
Face.
The president's a Cheeto dust.
President Carrot.
He's a Cheeto dust pasted carrot of a figurehead. But he still pisses me off. But anyway, I just think that all that shit. We have technology that in our grasp.
So who built the pyramids?
I honestly believe that was built by the Egyptians and a lot of labor to the point, because that's been studied. I'll go back to my anthropology days where they can trace they know where the quarries were. They know how they did it. They know that they had, but people can't comprehend the massive amounts of slave labor that the Egyptians had. It's documented. It's known. Massive amounts. We can't comprehend it. We can't.
And then how that's like directly lined up with Orion's belt or whatever.
Oh, they're that's not to say, if you want to get into what technology the aliens had, or what they were trying to do, or what the pyramids represented, that's a different matter.
You see the same thing at other sites like Mayan temples that line up exactly.
Because I honestly...
certain constellations, or like the equinoxes, the sun will fall exactly on this half of the pyramid. And it's like amazing we think of those people as primitive, the mathematics that it would take to be able to do that sort of thing.
Right, the algorithms and all that other crap.
Yeah, that's not to say that they weren't influenced. by other cultures or possibly aliens at that time. I think the Egyptians had advances in certain spiritual, and they were tied into like the whole Stargate thing. The whole Stargate thing. If you talk to people who believe that